everybody? Welcome. It's your boy Vaughn here with another episode of RBO, Real Ballers Only. We about to get in depth into some young teams that I think can make a splash this year or for years to come. Now, before I get started, I'd like everybody to like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think might be interested in it, that want to learn more about the NBA. Also, click the link in the bio, become a member. We have chats on IG that gives exclusive news, and you get debates in there. You get all kind of information in there, and you also get an opportunity to come on these shows. We have a couple of shows on the Refuse to Lose network. We have BWT with Teddy. We have CTC with Carl, FFC with Coach Coons. We also have the Joe Jordan Show. We have Dave's Doghouse. We also have In the Red Room, boxing show with we have 3 guys on there. And last but not least, the main show, the Refuse to Lose show with Joe, Dave, and Tomo. Check all those shows out. They are we're hitting you guys all different directions, giving you all sports covered. So stay tuned because the network is taking off. Now, with that being said, let's get started. We're going to call this episode today The Next 5 Coming Up. Okay? Now, we have 5 young teams that have really caught my eye. I mean, they caught my eye last year, but we're in a new year now and heading into this year, most of the teams are pretty much doing what I expected, except for one team, really. But we're going to get into that. The first team we're going to talk about here are the Detroit Pistons. Now, the Pistons, they're the one team that didn't really have a pretty good start. They're 2-10 right now, bottom of the East. They have been battling injuries. Dern's been injured. Jaden Ivey's been out. Bohan, he hasn't even played not one game this year with them, who's their veteran scorer on the wing. That was very clutch for them last year when they didn't have a lot of their players. And he was, doing the thing for them. Now, this year, they have a lot of guys back. Kay's back. They picked up a rookie in Sasser. They also have Sawyer Thompson, who's pretty much doing his thing. Here's a couple of their stats on offense. They're pretty middle of the pack, I would say. They're 21st in points per game. That's not middle of the pack. That's more bottom tier. 110 points per game. They're 15th in field goal percentage at 46.7%. 14th at 3-point percentage, 36.2, middle of the pack. They're a pretty efficient free throw shooting team, being 6th in the league at 81.5%. They rebound fairly well at 46.1 rebounds per game. 11th in blocks. That's 5.6 blocks per game. They're a very lengthy team. Thompson is one of the best defenders out of this rookie class. You like Jalen Dern. He's very good at protecting the rim. Kay, he's a 6'7" point guard, so that alone, can get him a couple blocks, a couple rebounds over the smaller guard. So they're pretty a bigger team in some areas. However, they do turn the ball over a lot. Their starting point guard, Kay, he averages 5 turnovers by himself, which he can't be doing that. Turnovers lead to easy buckets. They're ranked. They have the second most turnovers per game this year, which that just leads to easy buckets. In the NBA, you turn the ball over against these talented teams these days, and those are just easy buckets. Teams get out on a fast break. They're not just getting layups. They're getting 3-pointers. And once them threes start dropping, it's going to be tough for your team. On defense, they're not bad, but they're not great either. They're 19th in opponent's point per game at 115 points. 11th at field goal percentage, 46.1. Pretty much the same as they shoot. They're 13th in 3-point percentage at 35%. And 5th in opponent's rebound at 41.3%. So they're a middle of the pack defensive team. They keep teams off the glass. That's one thing they got going for them. They're a pretty good rebounding team. They don't allow too many rebounds, so that's more possessions for them, less possessions for their opponents. Like I said, they're a young team, but they're battling a lot of injury. And to be quite frank, their team just isn't built that way to battle through these injuries. They don't have their depth is the guys that's injured. But Bohan, Ivy, Dern, those are two out of three start, 2 out of 5 starters that's gone right there. So hopefully Durham comes back. One thing they do have going for them, they're a pretty balanced team scoring. 9 players are in double figures for this team, led by Cade, 21.3 points per game. He's also averaging 7.3 assists, but like I said, he does average 5 turnovers, which kind of takes away from some of his assists. You give an assist out, but you turn the ball over. That's possessions lost. Teams get that's like a 4 point swing that you lose the opportunity to get to. Other team can get to. That's a 4 point swing. So um, I do urge the Pistons to kind of change some things up. I'll let Killian Hayes do more of the primary playmaking. Cade does have that in his game, but let that be a part of his attack on offense. As far as he's getting to the basket, someone steps up, he just makes a good play. Initiating the offense, I think that should be more of a Killian Hayes thing. He's more, I would say, that's more of his skill set. That's more of his lane. I'll say. Not saying Cade isn't a really good actually. He's a really good playmaker. However, I just think this team will really excel more if he's more of a primary scorer, which he is, primary scorer and ball handler. Where I think having him on the wing, where he's able to find his lane, attack, and get the ball off a driving kick, pump fake, do 1 or 2 moves, get to the basket, pull up. He has a complete game of offense, and I think that um, the Pistons need to really hone those skills that he has and just let him go. Put him on the wing. Tell him, hey, Killian running the show now. We know you still can do it. You still going to do it. However, we need you to focus on scoring. I think he could easily average 25 plus in this league. If he attacks the basket more, he has a good size. He has a good shot. His moves are there. So I just think the Pistons need to switch some things up and have him being more of a primary scorer off the wing rather than him being the primary playmaker. So Pistons, at the bottom right now, but I think you have a new coach, Monty Williams, a lot of young guys who, Cade wasn't there last year, so this is their first time playing with Cade. They have to get acclimated with him. It's good that Thompson came in back when Cade was here, and he's still having a good year, averaging a double now. Last time he averaged 9 rebounds. Now he's up to 10. So he's really attacking that glass. So I like what I see out of the Pistons. They are building something nice over there. I think this year will be more about figuring out their rotation. They have a crowded backcourt. Figuring out how they're gonna get through those things. Are they gonna get rid of some pieces, trade some pieces? We'll see. Me personally, I like what I see. I think they can have Ivy and Sasha off the bench together. But when Bohan comes back, I'll definitely put Stewart on the bench, put Thompson at the 4, and run like that. Bohan back in the star lineup with Cade, Killian, Thompson, and Dern. And I like that lineup there. Has some firepower coming off the bench. So the Pistons are building something cool. I think they're starting off not so good, 2-10 right now, but it's still early. Hopefully they can get some W's and get closer to that 500 mark before they get to 25 losses. Because as a Magic fan, last year we started 5-25 and we almost made the play in, but it took a lot. It took a lot, and we didn't make it. But put ourselves in that bigger hole, that's what happens. So, but that's the Pistons right there. The next team that I really like that I want to talk about are the Houston Rockets. They started off 0-3 this year, off to a great start now. They're a 6-game winning streak, so they're 6-3 now. Right now, 4th in the West. They're doing their thing right now, man. They got a new coach in Udoka. Last year, the culture there was really no culture. Guys didn't have no respect really for the coach. It wasn't really bought into winning. It seemed like they were just there to play. They lost Kevin Porter Jr. this offseason, but they picked up Van Vliet, also Dylan Brooks. Those I think are very two additions that really help this team. Van Vliet being that veteran point guard that can just settle things down, get guys in their spots, you know, make timely decisions, make the possessions count when they really need to. And I think that he really been balling for this team. Even Dylan Brooks, he brings that edge, that defensive edge, that defensive mindset, that grittiness. You know, he's been playing very efficient this year. A lot of people thought that, you know, just because he was talking trash last year, that he, he was done, you know, when he left Memphis. And it's like, no, you know, he's a competitor. He's actually a solid player. He does his job. You know, he does do a lot of talking. Sometimes can't back it up. However, you know, you have those type of players try to get under your skin. Either gonna make you or break you, and sometimes it make them, sometimes it breaks. But the Rockets, here's a couple stats for this team here. Offense isn't their offense isn't the best either. Right now, they are at 20th in points per game, 111 points, 14th in field goal percentage, 47%. They're 24th in free throw percentage at 74%. They're ninth in 3-point percentage at 37%. So they're in the top 10 of that. Rebounding, they're 18th, middle of the pack, 43 rebounds. That's one thing they do have to get better at. That's rebounding, attacking the glass a little bit more. They do have solid rebounders over there with Sengun. Jabari Smith isn't a slouch either on the glass. One thing that I noticed with this team, they don't have not much. They don't have much rim protection. Jabari Smith is a solid defender. However, he's only, I think, 6'9", 6'10". He isn't that rim protector that is like a MB or even a Gobert, to the point where this team is second last in blocks, which I think is horrendous. But, you know, you got to hang your hat on other things, you know. And there's this defense, you know, they're not getting blocks. They're playing good D, making it hard on their opponents. They're third right now in opponents' points per game, 105.8 points. That's the Udoka effect, if you ask me. You know, he came over there, him, Dylan Brooks, and also Van Vliet. I'm gonna say those are all season addition, you know, effect. Those three guys there, they're leading the charge with that. They had some solid defenders there already, a couple of them. However, I think these three guys getting there, the coach and the two players, definitely helping out with that. They're seventh in opponents' field goal percentage, 45%. They're first in opponents' 3-point percentage, 32.2%. So with this being a 3-point shooting lead, that's very crucial. A lot of teams hang their hat on shooting threes. You know, they come out, they hoisting 40, 50 threes a game, you know, some of these teams out here. They don't keep guys off the glass that well. They're only 20th in rebounds allowed at 44.7. But, you know, I think that can really pick it up. But one thing that really stands out with them is they protect the ball pretty well. They're tied at second with the Pacers and the Celtics, only 12 turnovers per game. And I think that's really due to having a guy like a Van Vliet, the coaching. They're using their players a lot better. You know, Sengun is a beast. He's a triple threat. He's a triple threat every night. You know, he's like a Sabonis. He literally is like a Sabonis Jokic type player. He can run the point. He can rebound very well, pass very well. He can shoot the ball fairly good. And, you know, his post moves are really good. And he's very physical down there. So the Rockets, you know, also Jalen Green down there, the young star. He's athletic, scorer that can do it all on the offensive end. I urge him to step his game up on the defensive side because he has the built for it. He does have to get a little stronger. He's a little light. However, he's athletic enough, quick enough, and you know I think he has that dog in him. So the Rockets, they're building something special. They have a lot of other young guys like Jabari Smith, also is a beast, second-year player. I like what he brings. He's a pretty good catch and shoot guy. He's good at finishing at the basket, slashing pretty good. He's like I say, he's an above average defender. He kind of attacked the glass a lot better. He reminds me of a Mobley out of the Cavaliers. However, Mobley's a little taller, lankier. When Jabari Smith is I'll say he's more agile, quick, and he just can handle the ball a little better. If you ask me. So I wanted to see him attack the glass a lot more and just be more of a defensive presence out there. But the Rockets building something good right now. Like I said, they fourth in they're fourth right now in the West, 6-3 early in the season. Let's see how long they can maintain this. The next team I want to talk about, probably one of the most exciting teams in the NBA right now, actually, are the Indiana Pacers. I mean, this team right now, they're number one in points per game, 126 points, second in field goal percentage, 50%. Also second in three-point percentage at 38.6%, 10th in free throw percentage at 80%. So they're pretty much one of the best offensive teams in the league right now. Tyrese Halliburton has them running, running like you know, Detroit. They Pistons not working, but the Pacers. Oh, they rolling. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They rolling. Uh, they're not the best rebounding team, being 27th right now with 41.9 rebounds. So they can get on the glass a little bit more. They're not the tallest. They don't have the most height out there. They're more of the smaller teams in the league. But they run the floor very well, as you can see with the points per game. They get up and down. I believe they're number one in assists. Everybody moves the ball. Rick Carlisle has his team playing very, very well on the offensive end. I think the new additions of Bruce Brown and Obi Toppin, those two guys, they've really been helpful. He just loves playing with Tyrese. He just runs the floor. Tyrese just finds him, and he does what he does best: finish. He gets two dribbles, layup. One dribble, layup. I mean, it's like he's like a kid in the candy store, man. He's just excited. I can tell he plays with a bounce. He's up and down. He's a good piece for this team. Bruce Brown, that veteran that does it all. He doesn't score high number of points all the time. However, he is either he's going to be scoring or hitting threes. He rebounds, assists very well. He's a solid defender, and he just a guy that keeps the game flowing. He doesn't slow the pace down. He knows how to flow within the offense. He knows when to make the right play. He's one of those type of players. He's not like going to wow you all the time on the stat sheet, but his effort out there, and he's just a great glue guy for the team, and I love to pick up. Their defense isn't the best. They're the second worst in opponents' points per game, 123 points, 26 in opponents' field goal percentage, 49%, 26 in opponents' three-point percentage at 38.5%. So they pretty much, their games are pretty much a shootout. The teams are pretty much shooting the same thing. They're shooting from the field, averaging a couple less points than them. So whenever they're on the TV, just know it's a shootout going on. They have 8 players averaging double figures right now, led by Tyrese Halliburton. This dude is a superstar. He's top 3 point guard right now in the NBA. No discussion. Sorry, no discussion. This is just currently right now this year. He is top 3. This dude, he's balling lights out. 24.7 points per game, 12 assists, 12.5 assists, 4.2 rebounds, 1 steal, only 2 turnovers, shooting 52.8% from the field, 43.6% from the three-point percentage, and 93% from free throw. Balling. He had a double-double in every game this year except for one game where he had 8 assists, played 27 minutes because they blew the Spurs out by 30 points. So he would have got that double-double that game too. I mean, he's a walking double-double. When you look at this roster, you don't see a lot of great players. You see just good, solid players. He makes them go. I mean, he's really the only true playmaker on the team. You got guys like Bruce Brown that can do it at a certain level. However, Tyrese Halliburton, he probably is the best playmaking point guard in the league right now. I mean, as far as floor general, who can you put in front of him? I mean, Trae Young, was the guy. One thing Hallie has over him is he's a lot taller, so he can see the floor a lot better. He doesn't take a lot of bad threes like a Trae Young. He pulls a lot of deep threes. Halliburton is very efficient, as you see from the numbers, and he has an efficient point guard that can get his own bucket. gets everybody involved, you know, has a high character, the team can go far. And the Pacers last year, they was a top 5 seed, I believe, in the East. But then Tyrese Halliburton went down for the time, and they started losing games. So hopefully he can stay healthy this year, because right now they're 7-4, third in the East, 11 games in, and they're rolling right now. Halley doing his thing. He just had 35, I believe, 15 and 7, or 35, 12 and 7 against the 76ers in the back-to-back. They lost the first one, and then they won that one. And, he's that type of player that can take over a game and, really elevate his team. So watch out for the Pacers. Don't be surprised if they're a playoff team, play-in team. And, don't nobody really want to go against Tyrese Halliburton right now. I mean, the kid is playing lights out. I like what I'm saying. I think, this Pacers team, they're sneaky. They can really score. One thing is they got to step their game up on the defensive end, because in the playoffs, you're going to have to stop somebody eventually. So that's the Pacers for you guys. Next thing we're going to talk about are the OKC Thunder. This team, one of my favorites as well. I mean, I like all these young teams. I like the young talents that they have over here. You know, they're 7-4 right now, which is fifth in the West. Off to a decent start. They haven't really buried too many injuries. I think Shea missed a game or two, but other than that, they're looking pretty good. They have Shet playing this year. Last year he was injured early before the season even started, so he couldn't really get no impact on the team. That's a good some stats for this team. They're pretty good on the offensive side. I mean, they're a pretty solid team. Look at their stats. Seventh in points per game with 116 points. Third in field goal percentage at 49.2%. Sixth in three-point percentage at 37.6%. And then they're second in free throw percentage at 85.3%. So this team is a pretty efficient team. They put points on the board, led by Shea Gillius. That's my guy right there. And they rolling right now. A lot of young talent over there. I'm liking what I'm seeing. They have a lot of size and length over there, which helps them out. They don't really board well. They're 29th in rebounds, 40.5 rebounds. So it's one thing they can really work on. They have the size and length for it. So I don't see why they can't do it. What does help is the steals and blocks. They're seventh in steals and fifth in blocks. That really helps with their length and their size. They make it difficult on teams to score, being 10th in opponents' points per game with only 111 points. Third in opponents' field goal percentage, team shooting only 43.9%, 44% from the field on them. Seventh in three-point percentage, 33.7%. And like I said, their rebounding skills isn't the best. So they allow the 27th ranked on opponents' rebounds per game with 47.4. So this team, like I said, their rebounding is really the thing that they really have to get better at. They're fairly good at everything else, as you can see from the numbers. They're a pretty balanced team. They attack the game at all angles. They led by Shea Gillius. He's averaging 29 points, 6.9 rebounds. That's pretty good. And 5.9 assists. Also 2.6 steals and only 2 turnovers. So he's having another first team year so far, balling out of control. I mean, he's a 30 ball waiting to happen. He walked through the door, he just dropped 30 before the game even started. 30, put 30 on the scoreboard for him. That's what he do. Second year player, Jalen Williams, averaging 17 points right now. He's been playing pretty good for this team. I like the jump he's making right now. I think him, along with Shet, who's averaging 15.7 points per game, he's averaging 7.5. rebounds, and also 2.2 blocks. Everybody knew that he was going to impact immediately with his blocks when he got to the NBA. And as you can see, 2.2 blocks, he's doing his thing. Um, this team, OKC, they're a young, up and coming team that they have a star, a first team star that they can lead, and they can follow. Just like the Pacers, they got Tyrese Halliburton. This team, they have Shai, who I think, you know, he's probably the best shooting guard in the league right now. To be honest, I'm trying to think of another shooting guard better. Some guys might say Devin Booker, but I think he's better than Devin Booker, if you ask me. I love his game. He doesn't force too many bad. He don't force no bad looks. He plays the game with an edge. He's a good defender. He's a closer. He's a guy that you can rely on. I mean, he's going to get you his buckets. I'm trying to tell you, like, he gets to the line like no other, and his field goal percentage is always high because he doesn't shoot a lot of threes. He's a mid range, and he goes to the basket. He's a mid-range assassin, goes to the basket, and man, like I said, man, he's probably the best shooting guard in the league. If you want to argue with me with Devin Booker, hey man, that's one guy that I'm not gonna hate on. He is a baller, a bucket. I want to knock you if you pick Devin Booker, but my pick is the guy OKC. He's a baller. He's a bucket. But that's the Thunder right there. 7-4, like I said, fifth in the West. Last year they made it to the play-in. Let's see how far they get this year. Don't be surprised, like I said, with the Pacers. Don't be surprised if this team is in the playoffs or in the play-in, locking in the playoff spot because they got the pieces they need. And I think that they can make some things happen. They stay healthy, and they just gonna get better and better together. So that's the Thunder. The last team out of the next five coming up, it's my team, the Orlando Magic. Right now, they're 6-5, ninth in the East right now. They just dropped because, they just lost to the Nets. Then they just beat the Bulls yesterday. But this young team is another young, exciting team. Right now, they are battling a little bit of injuries. Marcus Fultz has missed some time. Wendell Carter is missing time. He's going to be gone for a little while. So they're rallying with the troops right now. And they're doing it. They're doing their thing. I must say. One thing that I noticed is their offense isn't as efficient. They don't put up a lot of points. They really are a true defensive team right now. However, let's go over the numbers right quick. In points per game, they're 29th, second to last, 108 points a game. They have to up that. 25th in field goal percentage, 44.7%. They have to up that, attack the basket a little bit more, get easier shots. One thing I noticed, they do shoot a lot of elevated threes out there, which leads to this stat here, 26 and three-point percentage at 32.9%. And they're 21st in free throw percentage, 75.2. That's another thing that has to go up. They're a very tall team. If they're going to be the team that attacks the basket, live in the paint, they have to work on their free throws because you're going to get fouls. You're going to get those buckets. One game they lost, they missed 10 free throws. They lost by 2 points. You make three of those free throws, you win. So that's one thing holding this team back. Free throws, their offensive flow. One game they out, and you'll see them attacking the basket hard. Next game they come out, they hoisting a lot of threes. They have to get a little bit more consistent on that. They rebound the ball fairly well. 14th at rebounding, 44.6. That's really middle of the pack. That's about average. They turn the ball over too much. 24th in turnovers, 15th with 15. Sorry, and that's another thing. Like I said with the Pistons, turn the ball over, easy buckets in the NBA. I said easy buckets anywhere. College, NBA, high school, middle school. You turn the ball over. More possessions for the other team, less possessions for you. So yeah, they have to clean that up. if you go to their defensive side, they're second in steals, 9.8 steals, which they are very active. Jalen Suggs and Markel Fultz, when Markel Fultz was starting, probably the best 1-2 punch on defense in the league. Top three, if not the best, because you do have the Celtics. They got Derek White and Drew Holiday, which is pretty solid. But they're two solid guards that lock down. Even when Anthony Black out there taking over for injured Fultz, still very effective on the defensive side. Now, opponents' points per game, they're sixth, only allowing 106 points per game. 18th in field goal percentage per game, 46.7. 16th in three-point percentage, 35.4. And only allow 41.9 rebounds a game, which is the second best in the league. So they finished their defensive plays by rebounding the ball pretty well. They steal the ball, take the ball out a lot, create some turnovers. They just have to stop turning the ball over so much, finish their free throws, and just get a little bit of more flow on the offensive end. They're led by Paolo Banchero, 18 points, 7 rebounds a game, 4.9 assists, 1.5 steal, but he's averaging 3.3 turnovers, which, if you're only averaging 5 assists, then 3 turnovers, you're really averaging about 2 assists. So he needs to clean that up a bit. He does try too hard sometimes on his cross-court passes, a couple of no-look passes sometimes. He's a bit pass-friendly. He reminds me of LeBron James a lot. They will take a shot, but they also good passers. They will look to dime it out to their guys. They love to see their guys ball out of control. So one thing I do know is they have 2 stars on this team, young stars, and Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, who's also averaging 18 points right now. And I think this team needs to lead a little bit more with their stars. There's a lot of games when those 2 guys aren't shooting the most shots on the team. And those are 2 guys, when going to the basket, they're unstoppable. When they get hot, they're hot. So that's one thing I urge the Magic, my squad, to do, is lean on those 2 guys a little bit more. You heard Pat Bev, what he said? You got 2 players in top 100, make the playoffs. Well, let them lead. When it's time to get buckets, let them cook. Cole Anthony comes off the bench. He does his thing. Francis' brother, Mortiz, he does his thing off the bench. So we have a well-rounded team to, get some dubs and make things happen. It's all about being consistent. It's all about finishing your free throws. And it's all about just getting a flow on offense, that identity on offense that we can truly live with. And Paulo and France, you have to take over. And so that's the Magic right there, man. These are 5 young teams that I think you're going to see some of these teams in the playoffs this year. You might see one or 2 of these teams knock somebody off and be an upset in the first round. You never know. Have a lot of young talent, a lot of young stars, up-and-coming stars, really going to be the best at their positions when it's all in a couple of years in this league. Tyrese, point guard, Shea, shooting guard, Paulo, power forward. Those 3 of them right there. So with these young teams, these young talents, they're up and coming. The NBA's in good hands. We have some young teams that I think, if these teams can keep most of these players together, that they can make some noise. If not this year, next year, or maybe even a year after. But years to come, we got some stoner piece. We got some cornerstone stars. And most of these teams, and all of these teams actually, that you can really build a franchise around. So I'm excited to see what these teams do, how they finish, how they compete. We do have the Magic playing the Pacers this Sunday coming up. I think that's going to be exciting. The best scoring team against one of the best defensive teams. Let's see which side of the ball going to win. And, will the Magic be able to keep up on the offense? And, they're second to last with the Pacers being number 1. So it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a good matchup. Leave in the comments who y'all got winning. we will recap that game. Since I'm asking this question, we're gonna recap that game when it does happen, and I'm excited to see how it goes. So those the 5 teams. We're gonna run them again. We got the Orlando Magic, got the Oklahoma City Thunder, we have the Houston Rockets, the Indiana Pacers, and also the Detroit Pistons. Now, these are all young teams. The next 5 teams, I think, that can be something in this league. You have teams like the Hornets, who I think gonna be the Hornets. They got some young pieces, but they got some things they need to fix over there. But out of all the young teams, I think these are 5 teams that will make a splash in the NBA sooner than most of these other young teams. So be on the lookout for these guys. We will be paying attention to them, keeping track of their records, seeing what they're up to. Any news, one of these teams might make a move to get another veteran scorer, veteran defender, rebounder, or something, just to solidify their team, man, to make a push in the playoffs. So we're gonna see. It's early in the season, but that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you learned something good about these young 5 up and coming teams. Some of them made some moves with new players, new coaches, new systems. So we're really going to see what these guys do, how they develop. Before I go, I want you guys to like, subscribe, share this video with anybody that you think might be interested in watching. Click the link in the bio, become a member, check out, all these. We got chats in the Instagram that has all the sports where you can get exclusive news firsthand. Also, you can join these other debates that we have. You have opportunity to join one of our shows, which are BWT, FFC, CTC, Joe Jordan Show, Dave's Doghouse, In the Red Room, and also the main show, Refuse to Lose Show. So, like I said, man, join the network, subscribe, check us out. We're just now getting started, but I'm your boy Vaughn, and that's all I have. Have a good day.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.